Hi guys, welcome to Through the Lens 254 with your host Milian Kashi.
Juliet.
And Juliet, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Of course, in here is just unfiltered conversations. And on today's topic, tunongelelea, would you rather step up as a dad or as a man to cater for your kid, or would you rather step aside and watch your baby mama raise your kid without supporting the kid and all that? So that's our conversation today. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, and of course tune in, because this needs you. This needs your attention. So that's the conversation that we're having today. So what do you think about the topic?
Well,
We don't have a man, so of course, men in the conversation, you're very much welcome to tell us what you think. You as a man, would you rather step up or step aside? What do you think, Juliet?
Well, I feel like this is such an uncomfortable conversation that many people are never ready to have.
Yeah, true.
So I believe you guys will enjoy this because this is purely raw truth, nothing unfiltered.
Yeah, just unfiltered conversation. So make sure to stay tuned. So I'm not going to talk from a man's perspective, of course, but we are in a society that we know what is happening.
Yeah.
Most men prefer, you know what, manze, that is too much drama, that is too much responsibility, let me step aside. But how many people are stepping up?
Very few.
Very few, yeah.
But
Very
now, I don't know. Do you want to tell me that men are afraid of fatherhood? Like, hawataki kuitwa like, dad. Why would you choose to step aside and watch your baby mama raise your child?
You see, most men say their connection is to their woman, not to the kid. And when the man is not in the picture, like for example, in a marital circumstance, you're married to a lady, mmeoana, mnaishi pamoja, in most cases, the man does a lot for the kid because the mom is there. I don't know, Kama, that's how you feel?
That's how it's supposed to be. You're the man of the house. As a woman, I submit to you because you're the man of the house.
But he's only providing because the mom is there. The moment, that's why you find that when a mom, by mistake, the mom happens to pass, and the man is left with the kid. What happens in those? It's only few men who they go ahead and marry,
And
so that mother that comes will continue to raise that kid.
Then I think men are just afraid of the weight and responsibility that comes with being
babies.
with babies.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Because unapata in many situations, most pregnancies are so unplanned. So why should you feel as a man that you have the right of opting out? Like, what makes you think, for me as a lady, I'm willing to raise the kid alone? Because honestly, being a single mom is not easy. Raising this child alone, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Ever imagine the trauma that I'll have to go through, knowing that the dad is there, but he's not even willing to support me. He's not providing.
And that is what is happening in our societies today.
Yeah.
Do you think that whatever that is happening in our society today, men stepping aside, leaving the woman to raise the kid or the mother to raise the kid, it has something to do with the scenarios that are being created by the lady? Or because at some point, men are saying women are too much drama.
Are we? Are we?
I think we are. I won't lie. At some point, women are dramatic.
But
and makosa si yetu. You just don't wake up and decide. You find a man is looking for a lady, and I'm like, mi spendi drama. The man anakuambia, mi spendi drama. I don't like dramas. But then you forget the first time you cheat as a husband or as a man. There's a way I'll react to that. Yeah. But then that is what they are calling a drama.
But why pass that to the child? Like, simply because the mom is dramatic, now you don't want to be part of the child's life. Like, if I'm your wife, and maybe I did something that makes you feel that, you know, I'm dramatic, maybe I'm no longer the kind of woman you needed.
Yeah.
Why should the child suffer because of our mistakes?
You know, at some point, men are not really connected to the kids. They don't have that connectivity to their own child, unless you as a man or you as a father. You see, ushaisikia wanasemanga there's a father and there's a dad. You just fathered me. Ulikuja tu, you know, slept with my mom no kanizaa. But there's a dad. No, you have to be a dad to this kid. No, man, I'm saying, I feel like this man or the father does not have connectivity. Now, if you have a connection with your child, wengine wamekuja na ile ya, I just have to provide. Wengine wamekuja na ile ya, mothers, mtoto, see how many, the society is telling us right now that, mtoto ni wa mama. No matter what happened, that is what you're being told. Jua, this is your kid. No maana unapatanga, in most scenarios when a lady gets pregnant, unaambiwa mtoto ni wako. And our mothers are teaching us to bear with whatever the man does. How do you birth? Tunazaa aje na wewe? And then my mom is there. Achana tuna. Mimi nitakupeleka koti.
Mr. Leo mtoto peke yangu. Like,
I'll sue you.
Peke yangu.
Exactly.
I even realize it's not even about you being there financially.
Yeah.
Because if you're there financially, you really have to be there financially, emotionally,
true.
Physically. Because I feel like the society right now, like in this generation, there's been such a huge increase in the number of single moms. Now most dads, the baby daddies don't even talk, so we don't even know their side of the story.
Yeah, true.
But now, honestly, I think personally, I'll never understand why you would choose not to be there for your child at all. Because if you choose to step aside completely, that means this child growing up, he or she doesn't know the dad.
Yeah.
So you mtoto hakujui, you know. Now the child has to grow up assuming that maybe my dad left because aliona I'm not worth of his love, you know. Yani una grow with rejection.
True.
No, you'll grow up with all the negative things that you can think of this absent dad. And now they'll start reflecting in your relationship.
Totally. Speaking of the rate at which people are becoming single mothers, of course, do you think that we, as the ladies, we have played a part in being single mothers?
Well, I think so, because I won't lie to you. We are in such a space where we women, we feel like we have to be the dominant people, whereas it's not meant to be that way. You know, we are meant to submit.
True.
But
what are you submitting to?
No, that's the issue. But definitely, unajua pia, if you're in a relationship, you guys, you're dating, so that means you know the kind of man that you have.
True,
you know,
true.
And he kama anakupatia like the husband vibes, you definitely have to match that vibe. Unapatia the wife vibes, so you have to respect him. Like it's a two-way traffic. Definitely.
So you're trying to say because women, we are not becoming submissive to our men right now. They decide, no, let me just pack and go. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, because unaona saizi, because I feel like venye wazazi wetu walilelewa kitambo, we are not taking that, you know, because most women kitambo, our mothers, unachapwa but unavumilia for the kids. But right now,
I feel like the sacrifice is no longer there. Mothers are not, and do you think that is selfish?
It's being selfish because I feel like a child needs both the mom and the dad.
But sister, are you going to force issues when it's not working?
No, you won't force issues, but it's fine. By the way, I really support and appreciate those parents who see maybe our relationship is not working. Fine, we have a child, it's okay, we'll sit, talk, and then we'll decide, let's co-parent.
True,
you know,
true.
Co-parenting, it's such like
no, it's actually taking a lot of patience for you, even as a woman. We are very emotional and very attached to our feelings. And shout out to all single moms. We are not here to bash you. We are not here to call out that, you know, you should not be a single. We respect that.
Actually, we are not blaming anyone. We are just talking facts. Let's just talk the truth.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's just talk facts and how we have to work on this. Nobody wants to be a single mom. Because if you ask somebody like me who doesn't have a kid yet, I'll be like, you know what, me, I want marriage. I don't want to be a single mom. But then, in between, what are we going to avoid so that this doesn't happen? Exactly. So we're not here to bash you.
We are definitely not.
Yeah, we are not here to bash you. So as we were saying, in women being submissive and dominant, and I feel like even the men themselves, they're losing that netwaji. I won't really call it value per se, but you see, mtu anaitwa husband, but you're not worth the name husband. Like, I cannot go out and be like, be proud, because if I go back to that place, I know the hell that I'm going through, So at some point, what am I submitting to?
Well, I feel like if it reaches to a point that you don't see the importance of having that man in your house, that's why you pick your bags and go.
Yeah.
And then maybe you can, I don't know, I feel like if there's a child involved, no, it's not now all about you.
Yeah,
it's
true.
about you.
Yeah, you have to
baby.
consider. True.
So that's where, like, you guys should just sit, come to a, like, decide. The relationship is not working. We are clearly not working, and we can't force issues. So you know what? Let's part ways. We can always co-parent, because co-parenting, that means you get to have your own time with the baby. The baby daddy also
now
gets to have that time.
This is where I was talking of you as a man wanting to be part of that kid's life, because you as the man, you love your woman, right?
Yeah.
And your connectivity, it's through that wife, and that wife is no longer in the picture. That is why we had a lady saying, I was going mpaka kwake, I'm driving all the way, telling this man, this is your kid, you need to support. So co-parenting takes a lot of patience, and it's not all the men that want to co-parent, because I was nilikuwa napenda my lady. And this lady, unapata, they love the kids because of the wife. If you start treating the kids differently, you are afraid udem anaweza enda.
But sasa kama kwa hii social unasema like this person alikuwa anasema like she literally had to drive all the way there to beg this guy to provide for the child.
To
then
be part, not even just providing,
life.
Not just providing, to be part of that kid's life.
Then I think that man, he's just afraid of being a father. Like, he wasn't ready. Let me tell you something. Okay, that's a lady's perspective, right? But also, I feel like maybe, I don't know, probably the society gives men the right to, like they feel like I can decide whether I want to be in my child's life or not. But do you see
how ladies are being bashed out because of committing abortions?
Tell me, why would you blame me for aborting? Because ni sawa. Maybe we are dating, we are not even married.
True.
We might be dating, and then in the process, nipate ball, alafu niambie nieke hii mimba. And then later, ujitoe kwa maisha huyu mtoto.
And most men actually say that because it's in the moment. Ayuko sawa for you to have the kid, but haizi kushow. But deep down, you as a woman, unajua this man, but just because amesema, but usisahau the whole process you're going to go through. And the moment that kid is there, you cannot kill it. You cannot go and dump it. You cannot, ako tu hapo already.
And as a woman, you don't even have the option of saying, you know what, we kama baba ya mtoto, jilele mtoto, let me step aside.
Kusema kweli mimi naweza enda kumweka kwa mlango yake. Sincerely speaking, that is so unfair. That is so unfair. The society is really harsh on women. How many they're bashing women for being single moms, but nobody is talking about the deadbeat parents. Nobody is talking about the deadbeat dads. Like, what about them?
But then, as a man, how do you feel being out there? Maybe you have another family. Where else your child is somewhere suffering, and you can afford paying for the school fees.
Yeah.
You can afford being there. Like,
but you just decide not to
live with that guilt?
You just decide because it was not it wasn't that deep.
It wasn't that deep.
It wasn't that deep. It was just, it was just the sex. The sex comes and the things happen, but then the kid unasema mimi sikuwa nimeona mpaka huku manze uski.
Huko umeona huko na uliachilia tukabeba huyo mtoto for 9 months.
The society is so cruel. Now let's talk about the trauma that comes with single parenting, the bitterness that comes with single parenting, especially to moms. We really don't know about the fathers. We really don't know about the dads.
They really speak out actually.
Why? Mnasema emotions ni za wanawake, but at the end of the day when you start kwenda kuuza, you're like, you have a kid, your kid will come and find those, but I'm also trying to support this kid.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I am permanent to this kid's life, but people feel like the dad is not permanent. Na it could have not, singe get pregnant kama angekuwa kwa photo, angekuwa kwa picture.
Nashindo, like who gives, like nani aliambiwa wanaume ati
it is wrong.
It's not optional.
We are saying those saying. If somebody has told you that you as a man you feel, it's a must. It's not a privilege. Kama utaki mtoto, don't have sex. Leave it for the grown.
Don't even commit if you know you're not ready to become a father.
And
like,
honest.
Don't even bother. Because let me tell you, we are raising very traumatized children.
Totally.
And now, as a single mom, okay, first of all, probably let's not include the single mom first.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, the baby daddy may decide to step aside completely. Like this guy, like he wants nothing at all to do with this baby.
True.
So now, as a mom, I have to sacrifice myself and give this child everything that I have. Probably I wasn't financially stable. I have to struggle. And this child will have to see me struggling. What am I showing this child? Actually, this is how marriage is supposed to be.
No. And then they end up, you get married and you're like, mimi siwezi taka kulea mtoto wangu venye. Somebody aliuliza in TikTok, if you are given, I pray to all ladies you marry your dads. And everybody was in the comment section saying, God forbid. God forbid. Because even partly, we're not really blaming the dads, but why is God everybody forbid. Like, nah, I would never want to marry the character I saw with my dad. Because if we imagine the character, you see, the age that we are in 20s and 30s, most probably, not even most probably, it's evident that our parents, see millennials, ni past that.
Oh no,
Imagine, for the sake of the kids, and we really appreciate that for the parents, of course. We are not saying that all those efforts were fun, but we have seen the bigger picture when it comes to life. Life is not about, if men have the privilege, like they want to call it, a privilege to leave the kid, decide, you know what, I don't want to be part of that kid's life.
Then I think also as a lady, I can also decide.
You can also be selfish. You have to be. But now, the selfishness, inafikanga mahali and you're like, it's too late. You cannot be, it's already here. So what do? You cannot say, you know what, it's not happening. You cannot go, okay, some decide to go and dump the kid. But now, at some point, bado inaturudianga.
Yeah.
You cannot push a baby.
Alafu mtupe. So unapata, like, as a lady, you'll have to now take that responsibility completely. Whether you are ready or not, you'll have to be, you just have to take that responsibility.
Yeah.
And then now, saizi, all of a sudden, vitu zimeteka turn and you're now a single mom. And then the society still comes na inakujudge because of being a single mom. They don't even know whatever you're going through.
True.
Like,
society is so harsh on women.
Judges like the deadbeat dads.
True. Actually, that is where the judgment should begin. Mimi, when God created us kwa inaitwaje the Garden of Eden, right? The man was the provider. Mimi nilikasiwa with the labor pains. But then imagine after that I still have to bear the responsibility. I still have to toil hard to provide for this kid. Hata ni kama penye wanaume mnajiletea curses.
Sana.
Honestly speaking.
Because being a single mom, sana try to imagine unalea mtoto peke yako, right? So you have to be there financially, mentally,
emotionally.
You have to make even the toughest decisions alone.
Yeah,
alone. Alafu that's unapata like mtoi amekuwa mkubwa and now as a child you have to unlearn the things that you've seen your mom doing or maybe the deadbeat dad doing. Because with this generation watu wengi wataki kuolewa. Why? They saw whatever happened with their parents. Unaona, like hata huambiwi, you don't even need to be told. You saw whatever happened there. So now you don't want to get married. Or probably now you want to get married but your standards are high. Let me tell you something. Si ati tunataka tumeka standards zetu juu. It's because maybe assuming I had a very good dad, he was there physically, emotionally, and he was literally there.
Yeah.
I'll definitely put my standards high because I also want the same for my child.
True.
Or maybe a better, like someone better than my dad. Unaona?
Yeah.
So because I assume your dad was not there, hata humjui. Yani ako tu mahali.
Any anastareka. Actually, he has another family. I do not get how you. Probably just one man come out and just make us understand why, as a man, you get a lady pregnant and then you are at peace. You just somewhere. You just go and start afresh. Umetafuta baby. You are capable, and you are not like, hey manze, there's something that happened. Let me just go and find this lady. Hata kama bring in my life, but what just gives you the peace to actually step aside instead of stepping up? That is, if you're not ready to be a father, don't go through the whole process. But then later in life, you feel like you can step up, while some part before will step aside. Where does that difference? Ama una feel saizi nimegrow up, I can be a dad. Hiyo time ulikuwa kijana sana, ulikuwa
Lakini let's be honest, uliniachia mtoto nikiwa mdogo and you decided to step aside completely. You never called, you never sent money, you never called to check up on the child.
Yeah.
So now the child is around 12 years and you show up and you want me to tell this child, you know what? This is your dad.
So unfair, right? So unfair.
Like unaanzia wapi hata as a mom? Because I don't know, like something I would like to know. As a single mom, like the baby daddy stepped aside, right?
Yeah.
Alikuachia mtoto peke yako. Would you prefer akae hivyo tu, like asiwe show up? Ama after umelea mtoto, like you've really struggled, you've raised your kid, suddenly this guy shows up and now he wants to take responsibility over this child. The same child he abandoned, like a month, like akiwa 1 month old.
No, I know. We leave that for the single moms. But if, for example, I feel like I compensate for the 12 years. If the kid is...
How would you even compensate for that time?
Oh, anaweza nunua mashamba labda. Anaweza kuja nieke some life and I'll be like, okay, sawa basi, let me...
So at least he showed up.
Yeah.
Kuliko like as he show up at all.
If he's showing up as he just show up for the sake of being a father, mimi ndio mtoto wako, unakuja tunaendelea, I'm just sending money for supper. You have to compensate the struggle that I struggled for 10 years. And not just small compensation. I mean, land and better life.
Like, for those 12 years, you've grown knowing that your dad wasn't in the picture. So suddenly this man comes.
Do you know there are parents who come and say, unajua babako alikuwa majuu? Because of the things that you as amekuja na mazuri, amekuja amekucompensate your 10 years. Of course, utaunda story for the kid.
Ni sawa. As the mom, as long as the guy amecompensate, you're not okay. What about the child? Like, unaanza je kumwambia your dad alikuwa majuu for a whopping 12 years. And now you have to accept this guy, he's your dad.
Prior
He
he was in the, and you've also been introduced to a couple of men and you are told, this is your dad. Some introduce them like that. Not even the stepdad, unaambiwa, by the way ni babako.
Alafu after 12 years, mwingine anakuja unaambiwa, no, this is your real dad. So you want me to unlearn all the other men that you've introduced me to and accept that this is my dad. The rest were not my dads.
How do 12 years, mtu ndo anaingia adolescent.
No, hiyo inaleta mbona because this guy decided to step aside. Pale mbeleni.
Yeah.
Would you have decided to show up and just be there? Yote hata hainge happen.
Yeah. True.
Now you realize from your mistakes. Because do you know there's so many mothers out here who bring up their child. Now like the way you treated me as a woman. Now like whatever, like everything you did naipitisha sasa kwa mtoto wangu,
to the next generation. And it inakuwa circle because at some point you are being told adulting, part of it is actually healing your childhood traumas. You have to start, no maana unapatanga most people just decide, you know what, let me just live my life. canceling all either friends, either people, because you're like, they just damage you mentally. You find that some of the traumas we are brought zinaleta on our parents who are direct involved to us. Now let me speak of a scenario where we are in a three in a whole family, like a mom and a dad.
Okay, like a complete setup.
Okay. But then you find out that of course they are favorites. And you as the middle child, because in most cases it's the middle child who suffers. Of course, there is
really.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm asking because I can't know. I've been brought up by a single mom, so
most of the times you find that in most scenarios. Let me just put it.
Okay.
Because people look at it from the firstborn. So you know, firstborn, the parents were happy. This is our first kid, and then of course the lastborn will always be a lastborn. And a treaty were fitty. Now what about the middle child? That is why you find that most traumas come with them. Like unapata, there's neglection. You feel like the firstborn is loved, the lastborn, everything the lastborn wants. Shout out to parents who try so hard to make sure that in raising their children, like it's balanced. Yeah, they're actually equal. But in most setups, the middle child is suffering because in most cases you find that lastborn anatitiwa fiti juu ni lastborn. You know, lastborn, they always say lastborns are always lastborns, and firstborn, of course they are firstborns because the parents were happy to have the kid. But now the middle child, imagine. Exactly.
So this is a complete setup.
Yeah.
So now imagine in a setup where now it's only the single mom. Ona venye now in a complete setup as a firstborn, you really feel loved.
Yeah.
Now when you raise with a single mom as a firstborn, you mature too early.
Yeah.
You mature too early.
Because you have to take care of the rest. Your mom is never around. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah. I've also heard stories of people when you unapata, because for me, I was brought up by a single mom, but I didn't have siblings, so I didn't have to look after anyone.
Yeah.
But still, you have to mature up early, because as a single mom and you're not financially stable, you have to struggle. Uta struggle, you know, like this mom wants the best of this child.
True.
So one thing, like most of them, like I have a friend malikuwa anipatia story. So for her, she had to look after the kids. Now, you don't know your dad. Your dad is not there. Your mom is there, but most of the time she's out struggling to give you guys a good life, you know. But at the end of the day, as a firstborn, you're now also a second mom to these children. And now you have to stop being a child and become this adult person. Ule watoto wengine.
Yeah. You can imagine you're doing the cooking, saa 4 za usiku, the mama hajafika ni saa 6.
Unafua nguo pia.
That's a
lot.
But who is to be blamed though? Do you think we have to point fingers?
Honestly, I really don't want to blame people, because if you're a single mom out there, kudos, you're really doing a good job. You're really doing a good job. It's not easy, but let's be honest. I think most people are not ready for motherhood.
True.
Like most people
or it happens ready. It happens too early for some girls, and they feel like they don't have a choice.
Yeah, and now you have to transfer that thing to your child. Like I don't know, let your child be your child. Like acha mtoto akwe mtoto. Like by the way, that's something I usually say. Acha mtoto akwe mtoto.
But you see, Juliet, there are scenarios that no matter how hard you as a mother, you want to try for your kid to just live the kid life. You know, go out, play, you know, have fun in your childhood. But then ni saa 6 za usiku. Sijapata do. You know, there's no way mtalala njaa nyinyi wote. At some point, the firstborn doesn't have an option, because there is a connectivity with these kids. You cannot just let mtoi yako 2 years old and the mama jakam and you're like acha tungoje mom. I'm trying to say there are just scenarios that there's no hatuna option.
Like it just said so. Like
what happened?
Like,
you don't have to
say as a firstborn, you have to be responsible for your siblings. You're also a child. Hapa tunaongea like kuna mwenye ako 2 years, kuna mwenye ako 10 years. Mbona huyu mwenye ako 10 years like a step up, act like as a mom?
Yeah.
She's too young for that. Like she's really young for that, and I feel like huyu mwenye ako 2 years, she'll grow up, he or she will grow up. Na he'll have already experienced that childhood phase.
Yeah.
Now the firstborn has never experienced that childhood phase.
True.
All he's ever known is being an independent person. Now this is something you have to unlearn here when you're a big person, because as a girl you have to learn, to get help sometimes. But most firstborns, they're so dominant. Wanasahau only ladies.
Yeah.
Unaona?
Wanashindwa kusubmit.
Na sasa you remember tulikuwa tunaongelea in the beginning, because unapata like I feel like pia the way you're raised, it also affects you later in your marriage, in your relationship.
True. And do you fall for that norm that people say people are out here looking for something that they missed in their childhood? If you are too like unaambia your guy, buy me this, do this for me, unatafuta vitu zenye you had never done by your dad.
Like maybe ukilelewa na single mom,
now
you're looking for a dad.
Even in a scenario where you're raised in a setup of a mom and a dad, but then of course the dad kuna vitu haku stretch akafanya.
No, you're looking for a dad
that gap
in your man.
Yeah, there's a gap you're trying to fill. Do you think you fall for that norm?
Personally, I don't, because if you're looking for a man, look for your own man. You can't find your dad in your husband. Like the two,
daddy issues,
it exists, but I feel like people are really misusing that.
Yeah, one overdo.
Sana. Kama uko huko nje and you're traumatized, please heal.
Yeah, you don't have a choice, by the way.
And
you just have to heal.
It's not easy healing, but you just have to realize that, I'm traumatized, maybe I have daddy issues. No, if you have daddy issues, you just have to go see a therapy, and kidogo you'll start healing. Otherwise, you'll be looking for a dad in your man, and it will never happen. Unaona? Because if this guy is your man, he's your man. He's not there as your dad.
Yeah.
So takuniambia hapana. Like, hapana.
So if
mtu atafuta baba kwa bwana,
kuna zile gap unataka kufeel, so of course
feel them for yourself.
So to end all this trauma when it comes to bringing up children, do you feel like the men should just decide, you know what, I should just step up for my kid? Just sasa si pia mimi enjoy the whole ride. So why do you feel like they should just step up to end all these traumas that we women and mostly single mothers are dealing with?
Well, I feel like for men, honestly, being there for your child, it shouldn't be an option. Because all these traumas, they're there because you are not there.
True.
Were you there?
Things would have been different.
Yeah, things could have been different. So I'd really like to know, why would you as a man actually choose to step aside completely? Is it because you're afraid of fatherhood? Were you rushed into fatherhood? Or are you afraid of the weight and responsibility that comes with raising up a child? And what makes you feel you leaving your partner, the child, ati amle peke yake, what makes you think she's also ready for that?
Tiseme kitu.
Hakuna mtu anataka kuwa single mom. Unaona?
That question is well posed. So men in the comment section, please make us even hear the side of your stories, because we're also trying to understand, why would you as a man decide to you know what, I took part in it, but the results are here. Wacha niachie mwenye alisukuma. Doesn't add up. So you as a man, drop up in the comment section. Tell us how you think about the conversation. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, and if you have tuned to the end, thank you so much. See you in the next episode. Bye guys.